having a different syllabus for students in Kerala the answer, and will syllabus change depending on who's in power? To speak on some of these issues, I'm joined today by Dr. Pramila Devi. She's a Vice President of the Kerala BJP. Nayan Parekh, educationist, is with me on the show. I'm also speaking with Vivek Srivastav, political analyst, and Professor Tanveer Aijaz, columnist and academic. Welcome to all of you, and thank you so much for speaking with us on the show today. Whatever the reasons may be, I'm going to come to Nayan Parekh here, because you know what's happening is no one is thinking about this from the point of view of the poor students, who first of all have to go through these textbook formats. Are they even relevant in this day and age? To mug up what has happened several years ago and then learn some things, not learn some things, what is chosen, what will be omitted depends on a lot of factors. But in your state, you'll have to learn extra. It might not come into your exam. Is no one thinking about the poor students?
Very true. I'm glad that you brought that up, because I feel the center of all this should be student and learning. And as you rightly said, that education has not evolved with changing time. So mugging up the past, reproducing it in the examination, in the age when Google gives you information on the fingertip, is it really an education, or it needs to evolve with time and invention and the lifestyle that happens today? That is one part. Second part is that, can this be a matter of political fighting between two parties, which seems to be the case? For center, I think it makes sense that you want to reduce the load. But history, everything happened. So what do you focus on? If you selectively focus on one or the other area, it kind of, smells of political agenda. At the same time, once the center has decided something,
Mr. Parekh, do you see an agenda here in the cuts made? Because, frankly, let's admit it, that the root of this question is not that cuts were made, but what was cut? What was specifically cut? Do you buy the argument that it was, you just had to reduce the load, so you picked something?
No, Tamanna, I agree with you that all that is reduced shows that there is a political mindset to the whole thing. And I think it is both at the center and the state level that the political agenda seems very evident. For center to take out portions which is as per their political ideology, and for the state to now not debate it with the center, but offer that as additional material. I think both seem totally political. And as you rightly said, the students' focus is missing. What should students learn? Should this be left totally to educationists, or should it be driven by political ideology of the parties? I think that is the key issue. And in one country, should we have some kind of commonality of what we teach? Okay, it is a center and state both, concurrent subject, and therefore we have this challenge. But it is, perhaps it is kind of a matter of right for Kerala to introduce this. But is it right for them to do it? Is it right for the student? At times, what is your right to do is perhaps not a right thing to do.
So you're saying it's not right of them to do it. So Nayan Parekh, you are saying it's not right of them to do it. They shouldn't be adding supplementary textbooks.
They need to sit down with the center and evolve a situation where the students' interest should be kept in mind as to what would student actually be benefited by learning, instead of just kind of providing something because politically it seems that the center gave it with an agenda. I think that seems to be the case here, that it is totally fought politically and without a student's interest in mind. If that was the case, I think if they were debating that, why do we delete this and does it have a learning value, would students be benefited, then it would be interesting and perhaps beneficial to all of us. And it would
Professor Tanveer Parekh, is this making, I'm sorry to say, is this making our education system even more and more redundant? Is this making our education system even more and more redundant if it is open to the whims and fancies of ideology?
Tamanna, you are right. I feel that education should be above this. Second, I feel that if any political party wants to have a say at it, what they could do is perhaps instead of omitting it, just put it in a balanced manner. So you say that Mughals were there. You don't need to either glorify them or run them down. So why do you take sides? Instead of passing on that judgment and creating a narrative, can we just say what happened? That is about history. So can we say that Gandhi was assassinated like this? And then let students make up their mind as to what would have caused it. I think that is the learning outcome. When I
No, I
actually
mean, I
think
don't
about
understand this
it and
part.
discuss
1
it
minute.
in the
Nayan
class.
Parekh, what are you going to say? No, 1 second. Just repeat that last thing you said. You're going to say that Gandhiji was assassinated and students will decide how it happened.
No. Students would decide as to, whether Godse was right, what happened. That is what would make classroom discussion richer. So you say 2002, these happened. And then let the discussion happen.
No,
like
1
in
minute,
IIM
1
Ahmedabad,
minute. I
we
don't
always
think
have
there is
case
any discussion anywhere which is justifying the
that is-
assassination of the Mahatma in any history book in any school of this country. This is a discussion and debate which may happen on social media and adults can, indulge in it.
Yeah,
I have
there is
conducted
something
my
called
classes
historiography.
in the standard 5 and discuss this, and very meaningfully. So I feel let students apply their mind. What are the learning outcomes of this? Instead of just putting things in a particular shade and color, can we just present history to the students and let them draw their conclusions, let them draw their ideas about what happened. Let them creatively think through that. Perhaps that is also discussed in the class. If it can be discussed at IIM Ahmedabad, I think it can be discussed anywhere.
History is based on facts.
Exactly.
Of
What happened.
occurred.
And then let them discuss. So let them then discuss.
That is fine.
debate,
Let them discuss is fine. 11th and 12th grade to the extent they can. But it's based on facts. When you choose to keep some and remove others, you're already
Exactly. That is the point.
sort of deciding what the narrative is. Yes.